This is an opportunity that we can't pass on.
Kingi tū heitea pota tau te tuawhitu. Ki te rangi, āwai hono i te pō, ki te whenua. Haere tonu ana ngā mihi ki te kāhui ariki whānui tonu pai marire ki a tātou. Ngā mana e ngā reo, e rauranga tira mā tēnā koutou katoa. Nau mai ki konei, ki raro i ngā reke o ngā pai maunga o Tararua, ki tēnei o ngā papatākoro. Ki te pāpa i o ea, ngā mihi nui ki ngā mana whenua, ngā marae, ngā hapuri o tēnei o ngā takiwā, e mihi kawana ki a koutou.
Kia ora watu koutou katoa nei rata mihi ki a koutou. It's great to be here on Whakaata Māori as we bring you the big final from this celebration of secondary school rugby. Ko Dale tēnei, Silas Moiho and also Mene Baker. And for the final today from Central Energy Trust Arena in Palmerston North. It's Hamilton Boys High School lining up against Nelson College. And these two teams have fought bravely to make their way into the final. One from Waikato with a huge reputation, one from Tauihu who want to make a mark here this afternoon. We've been treated to some wonderful rugby at the back end of what's been a very busy week of secondary school sport right across the country. And now the opportunity for 70 minutes of high-octane rugby from our young men as we determine who will hold the big trophy aloft after the end of 70 minutes. Great to have you with us, of course. And Mene Baker is also in today, former Kiwi Fern and Aotearoa Sevens player, rugby coach extraordinaire. And great to be commentating with you once again, Mene. Tēnā koe.
Oh, kia ora, thank you for having me. And yeah, it's just wonderful to be here in the top fours. It's been an absolutely blistering match of the last 4 days of rugby. And I tell you what, this match here is going to be unbelievable. Nelson College versus Hamilton Boys, both playing different styles, which I love to see, and both of them having exceptional players across the board. Now the wind the win has been a factor in this first game that we looked at, and it's going to be today as well.
Yeah, very much so. There is the forecast as well. E moi hau, kōrero mai, whakamārama mai o whakaro o te kēmu nei.
Kaua pia mo te kēmu, ko tahi nei te whiringa toa whakamutunga, engari e mihi ana ki ngā upoko, ngā ringa, ngā waiwai, ka mutu ko ngā kai whakahaere, o tēnei kaupapa he mana tō te wahine, he mana no tō te tāne, he rawe te kite atu i ngā kura, e whakatairanga ana i a rātou anō. It's great to see both male and female quality secondary schools rugby here at the New Zealand Barbarians National First 15 Championships here in Te Papa Ioea.
Yeah, it's great to have you with us. Let's have a look at the lineups of these two teams, these two proud kura. And of course, for the lads from Hamilton Boys High School, they have been such a strong performing school across many competitions, including World Championships. In the front row, Liam van der Hayden always plays tough, Luke Hills and Tom Martin. And in the propping, there are props. Our locks today, Leon Melsop and Newman. And of course at the back, Jake Raybart. Mitch Swan certainly can handle himself, Medi.
Oh, absolutely. He's a phenomenal number 9. He's one of those nippy number 9s as well. He gets around the park as well and gets that ball off the ground nice and quickly.
Plenty of supporters in from both schools as well. Kelson, of course, lined up against Fielding as well. Let's have a look at the Nelson College lineup here this afternoon. And they had a hard-fought victory to make their way into the finals. It'll be captained by Harry Inch.
Kia tūpato e hoa mā ki ngā paumua o tēnei kapa ko tāwhia with him te kōtua, Jack Trott, Samuela Takapu, Tom Perkins, Home, Saumaki, and Brownlee are our flankers. Taina Thompson in at number 8. Keep an eye out on our two wingers as well, Michael De Beer and Mikey Morrison. Kei te hiku o te tīma te Furupeke ko Caelan Grafton.
And Jono Phillips is the coach. They did play against Hamilton back in 2019. They didn't get the chocolates that day, but they're certainly keen to do better here in 2024. Well, the wind, as Mede mentioned, will be a factor today. Can't help but be, as it sweeps across Tāwhiri Mate, across the Manukura Plains, as we welcome these two proud kura out onto the field. And they will battle it out here in the New Zealand Barbarians National First 15 Championships. We're very pleased to be able to bring the action to you right here on Whakata Māori. As these two proud squads make their way out, that's the tohu that they are aiming to take home with them. And the reputations of both schools don't really need to be spoken of too much too, because one is a gun from the Waikato, the other, and they've been very strong throughout the years through Te Tauihu and South Island Championships.
Akua nei hoa maka ki te atu i ngā mahi a hine te rehi a ngā haka a tāne rore. Tauiwi mai, ngā uri o te moana nui a kiwa mai, tangata tiriti mai, he koanga ngākau te kite atu i enei o ngā kaihaka e whakamana ana i te tino rangatiratanga i te mana motu hake. It's a special moment as our boys celebrate our traditions, and moments like this acknowledging te hunga kua whetū rangitia.
This is just a pause of silence acknowledging our recent mate, which have helped to join us all together across our nation.
Te kiingi o te kotahitanga, tākiri ko te kotahitanga, tākiri ko te mana Māori motu hake. Pai marire ki a tātou katoa. Aotira ki ngā kai whakahaere o tēnei whakataitai, whakaro nui mai ki tō tātou kingi. Aotira te kāhui ariki. Mihi ana ki ngā kapa e rua. Apiti hono tātai hono rātou te hunga mate kia rātou. Apiti hono tātai hono tātou ngā purutanga Māori e pupuri tonu ana i te mana i te Māori o rātou mā. Kāre i ārika ngā mihi. Always an exciting time. Seeing the boys prepare themselves for a haka. Ka rongo I te mauri, I te ihi, I te wehi. Ka kitea ngā kare aroto. Ka rongo hoki I aua kare aroto.
Yeah, so full of tradition here, our school rugby communities. As you see the boys in blue come up and respond in kind. It's wonderful to see how the passing of King Tuheitia has united Aotearoa. The magnificent coverage that brought the special nature of that tangihanga to lounge rooms, workplaces right across the motu. And we acknowledge his contribution to making our country a better nation. Moi mai rā, e te rangatira Tuheitia. Haere atu rā. And about to get ready for the haka. One from the Waikato, one from Te Tauihu. This will get us underway with the best possible fashion as we line up for this big final here in the Manukura.
Tata hongi e nei kai kapa e rua I a rātou anō, he hariru, he hongi, he meke, he aharane. A bit closer than our liking, Dale. You've caught a couple of games with a couple of arms were thrown, but I'm glad that hasn't happened.
I think I once called a game where a bloke got sent off before the game started. It leant in with the old hongi. Yeah.
Don't cross that line. Don't cross that line.
Supposed to be a hongi. Started off with a Liverpool kiss, it was. And the referee said, hey, off you go. But anyway, we're underway. Very respectful there, but sometimes it does get a bit heated. There's a lot of testosterone out on that field at the moment, and these two teams came together. But I'm pleased to say, and respectfully acknowledged the battle that will ensue. Good to have you with us here at Whakaata Māori, and big ups to the kaupapa for acknowledging rangatahi sport and the role it plays.
Tika.
It's all part of our strategy to keep us as whānau more active. Māori active is the driver here. And so by highlighting rangatahi sport, it's encouraging them to be involved in sport, and even as they become young parents and even old dudes like us, well, then we know that sport plays such an important part in our game.
Ko tā tātou kai whakahaere te referee, te kauawau I tēnei rā, kei aia te mana ara ko Stu Catley, māna e nei kapa e rua e arahi. Waihoki ko ngā kai referee, ngā kai tautoko, ngā referee, ngā tahataha ko Matt McEwen, uti rā ko Warwick Price.
And as you can see, the Moscow cuts coming off here. Nelson took it off Southern Boys High, of all teams.
And you've got a long association with the South to yourself, Mere, through living for a long time in Invercargill, Riverton. I know you're in Ototaki as we speak. But the Moscow Cup is an important one. We're underway. It's finals day here in the Manukura, and it's the boys from Te Tauihu who have first dibs on the football. expect them just to lock it up nice and tight as they get themselves established and find their feet. But certainly, they can't afford to make errors, and that will be important discipline that they display early on. There'll be a kicking game, and a strong kicking game will be required here today. So it's going to be a thinking man's game as the big forwards start pummeling straight ahead, as you would expect. Oliver Gibbons dishes it out across here for Tatoihi, little sleight of hands too, and that brings into play Whaawai. He takes the ball just onto the 22, pushing forward. That's their 10, Harry Inch, inching his way forward. That's the only time I'll use it today, fellas. But here we are, just over the 22 at the moment. First minute of the game, and already you can see just how intense both teams are feeling as they come into this one. They would have built themselves up last night thinking about how this might pan out, and a great opportunity to hold the big trophy aloft at the back end of 17. Still with the football, good control here for the first opportunity with ball in hand. From Whakatu, or Tatoihu, or Nelson, you can call him what you will. And that one's a bit of a charge down, so surviving Nelson College, established all the way back in 1870, so it's a school with a huge history, academic achievement, and of course in the sporting arena.
Yeah, they were looking to exit that a few phases behind that, but they got there in the end. They got the harmony, so they'll be looking to kick this downtown. Now the wind, like I said at the start of this, it is going to be one of those things that you're going to have to kick nice and low but hard. But we're looking to get down that ground, that's for sure.
It's a speedway, this track too, and you can imagine the little midget cars zapping around the outside, but today they'll want to be zapping on the field. So it's just about 10 metres outside the 22. Throw in for Nelson. Referee allows that one to go on as the forwards come in and get a rolling maul, getting themselves a few extra metres here, wanting to control the football. Hamilton Boys High, we know that they can be very good. Unexpectedly dealt to by Tauranga in the Super 8, but they would have forgotten that, and they've got back onto their horse and have done it in the best possible way. Some big units too in both packs. Centering up at the moment. Takapu. Good play through the middle, just on halfway. Recycling the football, and they've done very well. This time it's Tommy Perkins who takes it in off the back of that. So mucky. He's wrestled to ground under the tackle of Caleb Grice. Good steady hand at the moment by Tatoihu. Burrowing forward, but just trying to protect the football. And good play here from Tatoihu.
Miki, ko ngā kapa I whaiwahi atu ki tēnei whiringa toa whakamutunga I ea ngā kēmu, ngā whiringa whaiti. In the semis, we had Hamilton Boys up against Fielding. They got the goods, 23 points to 19. And Nelson knocked over some juggernauts from Tamaki and Kelson, 26 points to 18. So a couple of tough games coming into this final, and congratulations to both teams that made the big dance.
Yeah, Thompson there, he's just got in there, but they didn't roll away, so they got the harmony. This is an important line-out for Nelson Boys, which they did not take.
And ends up with the big number 2, Tommy Martin. He's had a good season so far, Martin. He's out to the 22. First real dibs of the ball, with the ball for the boys from Kirikiriroa. Half stripped too of Malsop, but there's the kick downtown onto the far side of the field where De Beer awaits for it. In fact, it's into the fullback's hand. Grafton, he'll step back into traffic. Grafton goes and needs some support as his teammates pack around him now. Just 4 gone, and been already some good play. Liking what we're seeing here in the attitude that's been brought to this occasion. It's finals football, and they're very conscious of that fact. You're watching the action of Whakata Māori, celebrating in our rangatahitanga, in our rangatahi sport, and our rangatahi Queenie Ho. Still with the ball, boys in blue. Punching forward that time around. That's Takapu once again, keeping himself busy short side. Little left footer from Inch. Responded in kind here. And the wind really, I'm picking, would be favouring the squad from Waikato.
Yeah, it is. It's really heavy up there, and you know, and you can see it on the flag there. It's just going all over the show. But that's a great period of play there to get out of their pressure zone as well. But what I'm liking from Nelson College is that any player can carry the ball forward, and you'll watch Inch as well, as if he has to take the contact, he'll just take it forward, get them going forward and get that go forward.
It was always going to be a tight tussle, this one. And so they're well-drilled squads. And we're in for a humdinger, climbing high and well as Alex Arnold. Look at the drive coming in here from Hamilton boys. The push is on, and at the back I think it's Tom Martin who's got hold of the football at the moment. And the half is steering them around, Swan, saying, come on boys, there, onto the Waikato Expressway, you can do 110, he says, and away they go. They've got hold of the football here. Let's see how they control it. Pushing out to the left. Oh, high ball, nicely taken as well by Guerin. Guerin's into the hole. Guerin is around, and it's Hamilton boys who draw first blood, scoring underneath the crossbar.
E au e kite ana I te rārangi kapa, I mua no atu I te kemu. Kite au I tēnei ingoa o tēnei tangata Ollie Guerin, mōhio pai au, me matara a Nelson Kiaia. He is certainly one to watch out for. I know e harataku toi te tōtaki tahi he tōtaki tini ke, but when this guy's got the ball, he is so dangerous. So Nelson really needs to keep an eye on this guy.
Yeah, just look at that replay again. He got on the left foot on the outside, and he just been able to just shrug the player away. They didn't come up. He opened the space up a little bit. But that again, it came from the maul way back down further, and they got the momentum going. So that means Guerin could have a front foot ball and get on the outside.
He mahi mahunga huki nā Ollie Guerin, tōna whakaro kia whakatata atu tana piro ki ngā paukoura. You know, he had the line open and he could have just jotted it down on this left-hand edge, but he's chose to bring the ball closer to the post because every point matters.
Well, 7 minutes into it, Dale, and it's a good contest. Here we go again from that replay. As you can see, it was a backdoor there, the left foot on the outside shoulder. He just gets around him, and then again, just that speed that Guerin's got.
And as you mentioned earlier, Mere, iahu mai te whakapapa o te piro I tērā o ngā mōro tuatahi, the big maul as they drove themselves up the field. That's the history of where that try developed.
Yeah, it was some fabulous rolling maul work. Look at that kick and how deep it has gone.
Yeah.
But it goes in to touch
all the way back.
Goal, and so they'll wind it way back. But that's just an illustration of how important reading the wind will be here. In the previous game, which Manukura was successful against Howick in the girls' final, it was a close call at half-time, but in the second half, Manukura were able to get away with it as well, utilising the wind. And here we are now to pack the scrum down about 15 metres or so out from the Hamilton boys' line. Scrum feed here for Whakatū.
Yeah, this will be an interesting one. And their centres are really good as well. They hit at pace as well. An inch game will take it forward, probably attack that line as much as is possible. Or it could be an 8-9 pick. Either.
Kawawa asking for it to be reset here, thanks to New Zealand Carbon Farming, all the connections. Apollo, as well, Bailey's. They've all really been supportive in bringing the secondary school sport to light, to air, and on air through Whakata Māori. We're backing down the scrum here. It's going to be fed by Oliver Gibbons on the far side. At the back, Taylor Thompson, waiting to see how he might contribute. Coming back towards Thompson, and there's that lovely ball to Harry Inch. Some gas on this time around through Whaavai. He delivers nicely. Then the big forwards start rolling through. This time it's so mucky. He gets the ball back. Wide they come into the hands here of Whitlam to Kotua. Still with the ball. Nelson. The big guys want to work it through as they grind at the moment. They'll shuffle it across. Here's Inch. Here's the cutout ball. Looking for the wing on the far side. It's the fullback, Clayton. Grafton who comes in with the football. So with the chance, need to steady themselves. This is Takapu. Inch again. Wrapped up in the tackle of Luke Hills, who puts him away. Flanker work here for Somaki. Keeping it alive. Stepping back on the inside. This time it's Morrison. Out goes the ball, lovely hands as well from Connor Hume, over the top from Hume, the dive for the corner, and it's Jimmy West! Jimmy West in to score, what a reply!
Hanga ohorere au ki te rao ngā piro i te mea kārepe he rahi ngā kai tākoro ki te rā taha kāpō o te whira, engari i whai hua tonu, ka kite atu. He toko iti ngā kai oma i konei i te taha o whakatū, engari anō te pāhi tuarua, te tuku tuarua he miharo. I was quite surprised with them keep continuing to jam the short side when they had low numbers, but they managed just to pop that pass over, and it was a great response from Nelson boys who obviously conceded an early try.
Yeah, I'll tell you what there, that really started with the gain inch. He took that ball forward to get the go forward, so that started the continuity. And Gibbons, again, gets in there nice and close, and there the ball's nice and quick. So the continuity from them is good. Like I said before, the interchange between the backs and the forwards is really good. The backs can carry like forwards, and they can offload, and the forwards can offload like backs. So it's pretty good rugby.
And of course, your mate holding the football. Bit windy here. This is a tough conversion. You'll have to read the wind really well if he's going to slot the two from wide out. Here's Inch.
Bend it like
bringing it around, bending
wow.
it. Yeah, it's certainly bent, all right.
He did that on Friday as well, Dale. He bended it around like that, and I couldn't believe the wind just picked it up. But here's that replay. Gibbons again. And the O'Connor as well, and then boom, straight in there for West, Jimmy West.
A little bit of a bobble, however, the mitts hold on to the pill.
Great to have you with us, Whakaatu Māori, and our coverage of the big final here from what's been a wonderful week of sport in the Manukura. Beautifully hosted by our whānau down here from Rangitane, the people of Manukura. And Te Papai Oia on the far side of the field. Well, that's really the first error that we've seen so far, and it will give the young men from Waikato a good opportunity to set the stage here.
Yeah, Somali again. It's high octane. You play high intensity rugby, there's high risk in that, and that's one of the risks there, looking for the offload, just quite not going to the right person or just knocking it on a little bit.
Jim Lonergan, Te Upoko o New Zealand Schools Rugby Union thanks many organisations that have made this event possible, in particular Palmerston North City Council, Massey University Sport and the Rugby Institute, and Manukura Rugby Union and Sport Manukura.
Yeah, of course, and the people have come out in numbers. What it has done is brought a whānau from right across the motu. A lot of people down from Auckland supporting Kelson boys, Howick girls in the competition. So it's a real celebration of sport that we've been witnessing here. Scrumpy, Mitch Swan. Well, they have such a reputation to continue. Hamilton, numerous All Blacks out of that proud school over the years. Including one young guy who just had a turnout in South Africa overnight, called Tez. But they managed to survive there. A little bit scrappy, but still Hamilton boys with the ball. And Swan says to his forwards, just settle us down, boys. And Leon Meltop says, I'll do that for you, Mitch. Now it's Tommy Martin. Defence has been solid as well, and not releasing.
Yep, holding on there, he's saying. He's got a little bit isolated, and that's like, if you look at a ruck area, you need to basically blow that out, and if someone's over the top there, you're going to get a penalty. So it's good to see if we look at a replay. Guerin's coming up to have the question.
It's actually Mitch Swan, I think. Gee, he's a well-spoken young guy too, and you know, you can ask questions of the ref if you do that respectfully. But very much enjoyed having a chat with him post-match. Any time that we broadcast his games, young guy with a lot going on. That's him there at the back, and that's the penalty. So line out on the far side of the field here, and beautifully taken by Te Tauihu. Not such a hot pickup from Gibbons, but now he'll rely on his teammates to push forward with some attitude. Here they come. Takapū into a gap, and he gets the ball loose on the far side of the field. Picking it up is Oliver Gibbons. He'll go to ground to set things up for his teammates on the far side of the field. There's the ball. He's presenting it. staying low to the ground. This time burrowing his way forward is Perkins. That ball's been knocked on, and a sigh of relief breathed from the Waikato supporters.
He rawe te kite atu I tete hi paumua e wāwāhi ana I te rārangi wawao ko Samuela Takapu tērā. We thought he was a centre or a wing. Beautiful short ball play from his tight head prop. A loose head aroha mai. Prop to prop, finding themselves in space. How good.
Yeah, that's pretty good attacking, isn't it, Dale? And it looks as though like you can offload there, but Brownlee, the flanker again, was in there twice, and that allows him to get the ball around. He's moving around the field quite nicely, the flanker from Nelson Boys.
Toby Brownlee, wonder who he was named after.
Ooh,
Here's the
kick.
kick downtown. That's deep, isn't it?
Oh, that's
Look
great.
at it. What a touch finder.
Yeah, that's a great kick.
Ana ka hoki mai te poro kia kiri roa. Koe rā te ture mo tere tumo mo tākoro. Ara, mena rānei ka whanahia te poro I mua tonu I tō rārangi hawhi te 50. Ka eke anō te paoro ki te rua te kaumārua mita. Ana ka hoki mai te poro ki a koe ki tō tīma.
Hamilton with a great chance to come in for try number 2. 18 minutes gone. They scored after 7 through Guerin. Let's see what they can do as they climb and retrieve the football solidly. Here they come on that rolling ball. They're driving again, Hamilton. They love this stuff. They love the tough stuff in the middle, these young guys. But they're not taking it lying down, that's for sure. The boys from Te Tauihu, they're muscling up as well. Let's see as it pops and emerges. They're coming on in. They're driving in with Waitai Hainga, adding to the momentum, adding to the muscle. And some great work from both squads here, particularly for the boys from Nelson.
Oh, what defence there as well. They just got underneath the ball there. But look, Hamilton threw everything, the kitchen sink and everything in this. Great maul here to start off with. They're throwing the players in here. It's going forward. It's exactly where they're not to. But look at the Nelson boys there, especially that man there. There he is right there, Somaki, and he's in there and he's got his hands around the ball. And that there stopped it. So that is the reason why it's been turned over. Fantastic.
Saumaki, yeah, the man on the spot. As you said, Dad, with Waitai Hainga coming back, trying to nudge his forwards forward, but Nelson, great effort in keeping them out.
When you're under pressure, what you need is one man to say, give us the ball, I'll have a go. And Harry Inch says, I'll go 2. Inch, perfect, Inch perfect. Down the side they come. Wheels, man, wheels. Mikey Morrison with the football. Mikey Morrison does the bizzo.
Mau te korero e papa e teo nau I karanga kia riro te paoro ki tētehi. Mana tana tīma e ārahi. Ko Inch tērā me te whakaro ake kia pāhi te poro ki ngā wai parahuti. Anō nei he hoiho. Anei a Inch. Te tiro. Ka pāhi te paoro. Kai I taku puehu. Eat my dust. Te karo whakaroto, te karo whakawaho, me te ārai, ka Keats.
Oh, that's exciting rugby for me. It started, well, Somaki all the way back, coming back off the scrum. And we've talked about Inch. He does not, like you said, he doesn't back off an inch. And he attacked the back line. And that's what he does. He opens it up. He makes that back line defend. And, man, did he find a space.
Yeah, it was perfect, really. And we'll just celebrate in his efforts.
I mean, he didn't have the right to go all the way there. There was a fullback sweeping, and he chose to do it in and away, and then put his arm out. Great try.
Mikey
well
Morrison.
done.
Mikey Morrison's the man for that one. And now, here he is, getting the first 5. Put the icing on the cake for what was a terrific long-range try here by Nelson.
Can he bend it?
Here's Harry Inch. Will he try to bend it? And this time he hits the cow horns. Wow. You've got to wonder how important that might be.
Surely we can squeeze in another look at that try.
Yeah.
Anei, you call it through again, Mary.
Yeah, there we go. There he gets the mixed match. Get on the outside. We talk about the fence, And here comes Morrison again. But look how the transfer of the ball is. He transfers it onto the other side, in and out there, and boom, what a fend. But the transfer from one arm to the other at will, in motion, is fantastic.
And you've got to wonder too, last night they would have been, I'm assuming, watching the Ranfurly Shield. And of course, the Mako successful against Hawke's Bay. And I just wonder whether that might be playing on their minds too. Well, if they can do it, let's make it a double banger for our proud rohe. And so they're out doing their utmost here today. Long way to go in this one though, Huama. 14 to play in the first half. You're watching Hamilton Boys and Nelson College battling it out here in the Manukura.
Hey, they did it up against not only Kirikiriroa, but also Tawhiri Matia. The wind is at the backs of Hamilton, and we saw that with that early downtown punt that nearly resulted in a 50-22, which it did. So in the second half, they've got an opportunity to have the wind to support them as well, but Hamilton are in the right end of the field at the moment.
And that's Brotherway who takes it forward inside the 22, 5 in from the broadcast side here at CET Manukura Stadium as Van der Hayden sets them up. Now they can't rest on their laurels. The try scorers, that's been touched back again to Guerin. He's muscled to ground in the tackle of the try scorer Morrison. And still coming at them, Van der Hayden. He's just 5 metres away from the try line. Mitch Swan, he can trust in his players as Alex Arnold gets hold of the ball, and it's Jake Raybart's at the back pushing him across too. The referee says that'll do me. And it's the big number 6 gets up with a smile on his face. Alex Arnold is in for Hamilton Boys.
Piro atu, piro mai, tu atu, tu mai. It's like the kawa on Turanga Waiwai Marae with our whai kōrero up, responding to one another. But in this instance, it's tries on show here at Te Papa Ioea. Great grit and determination there by the forwards of Hamilton. Kirikiriroa respond straight after the back of an outstanding try.
Yeah, Arnold again there showing what strength he has on there. Just, attacking just straight off that ruck area and just barrelling him way over the field. It's good to see.
So with the kicking shooties here, Jackson by the way. Again, the wind should favour him. 12-10. Kapai. Reneka. And the converted try, again reminding us that they're in the hunt for the big one today.
Ana ka tirohi anō tia tātou ki tēnei o ngā piro. Mama noiho, kai prawa. Maramara keke, era ki waha katoa. A kua hoki mai anō tātou, tahi anō te pauro ka whanahia.
Yeah, Hills there taking it forward. They're just starting to get into their pod system here. They look for probably an exit, and they do.
Now that's an interesting tactic. The bounce is important. Oh, lovely. Out to Ollie Guerin once again. He gets it to Cutter. Cutter cuts back on the inside to ground. He is now 7 out from the line. And there's a passer retiring forward. Runs accidentally into the football that was on delivery mode. Hamilton still with it. Referee playing advantage here. The back rower gets it into the end goal where it is force. But the referee will come back.
He kāri whero, he kāri kowhai, he aha rānei tēnā. He mahi mahunga, he whakaro rangatira a te kai tikape te hawhe peke rānei. Is that a card or is that just a penalty? Accidental
Yeah,
offside, or did that halfback throw it at the opposition on purpose?
I don't know if he thought about that one, but
let's
we'll
look
have a
at the
here.
replay. That's a great kick, isn't it? Just getting it over top there, regathering it as well. Guerin in the right place at the right time as per usual, and then off to Cutter. Cutter comes back inside. Now this is probably where we look at that, and it's returning as Brownling comes returning. He is offside, but he did have his hands up. Either, really, it's still a penalty, right?
Just to rock back onto the kick that you mentioned, Mere, it was perfectly positioned. It split the defensive line and the fullback, and it found that real estate just in between. Great set play by Hamilton Boys.
And the bounce obviously was one that you'd hope for. The flick from Guerin across to his winger was smart. And the conversion from wide out, of the penalty, I should say, from Jackson Botherway puts another little boost to the scoreline. 17 points to 10 Hamilton boys with just under 10 to play.
Aira, well, take the points on offer if you get an opportunity, and with the wind at your back and some decent kicking boots on, you'd take it any day of the week. We're underway once again here at Te Papaioia Central Energy Trust Arena. We've got a doozy on our hands, don't we, team?
Absolutely, it's really a lot of fun to watch. I hope you're enjoying it at home too through Whakaata Māori and our socials as well, as we see once again Hamilton. Look at that cutout ball. Confidence is starting to build. Down the short side, Cutter was waiting. Not utilised this time as Butherway goes to ground. And this one has been tapped back on the inside, keeping it alive in the best possible way as Dallas Ratsamakine puts the ball deep on the far side of the field. And playing at it eventually is Michael De Beer, but he stepped into touch.
Oh, man. Dan, I'll tell you what, the Hamilton in this first half, their kicking game has been outstanding. They've used that wind, and now they've put Nelson boys under some extreme pressure in the 22.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm reading the wind, e Moihang, Whakaaro, what do you reckon the wind is worth in the half? Because it'll turn around in the second 40.
Ko moi her husband tēnei, e hara ko Scotty Morrison, ka reo te tino mōhio ki ngā tohu pai huarere. I don't know if it's a nor'wester, sou'wester.
Oh, Scotty makes half of that up, cut it out.
Love you, te manahau. You're doing a great job, brother.
He does, too. He's an awesome guy. And here's the push. They're coming at it once again. This is Van der Hayden. Hey, danger times here for Nelson. They've got to keep their eye on the ball here. Well, they're trying everything. This one's been looking to grub a kick. It just hits the legs of a Nelson player as Mitch Swan gets himself set steady as they go, as Tom Martin comes charging forward. He's just inside the 22, keeping it alive down the right side through Van der Hayden. Also coming into play out wide is Hiraka Waitahainga. Mitch Swan calling from it. He wants his forwards just to do the hard graft. Here's Luke Hill, said, well, I'm your man for that job. Boom, he goes straight up into the middle. Swan keeping it alive. Out they come now as the confidence builds out wide and into the hands of Maxwell Cutter. He gets swarmed by the blue and black jerseys of Nelson, who have forced a turnover as well. And that is just so important. That touch finder that went down 40, 50 metres on the far side of the field. A really punch in the guts as a penalty is awarded here.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty amazing there. If you look at it, the number 6, Arnold, just over the top there. He was a little bit isolated. They really needed to blow him out. Luan, what do you see here?
Aira, ka titiro au ki te tokatu moana. E tū whakahihi ana. Nāna te hāmene I riro. Just standing strong as a rock.
Well, this will bring Botherway in, and we've seen him slot them already. It'll take it out to 20 to 10. 35-minute halves here in the final, and I hope you're enjoying it. It's going from end to end, and what we are enjoying here in the commentary booth is seeing this young talent with commitment, with a whole lot of skill and ability, agility, athleticism, and of course the drive needed to lock it up when it's the right thing to do. You can play expansive, but you've got to earn that right, Mene Baker.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? Hamilton boys have used the win. They've kicked when they've needed kick, and they've put Nelson boys under extreme pressure for the last 10 minutes. And that is the reason why they're 10 points ahead. And also, they've been taking the chances, the penalties they've been kicking them.
Sure.
Koe nei ngā kape e rua I whai wāhi mai ki te whiringa toa. Whakamutunga hoia no me mihi katika ki era atu o ngā kapa I whai wāhi mai ki tēnei whakataitai ara ko Howick College, ko Kelson Boys High School, Hamilton Girls High School and Hamilton Boys High School, the Manukura Fielding High School. Also we've got Christchurch Girls High.
Here we go. Sorry to interrupt.
Excuse me.
Down the left. Just keeping our eye on
Things.
the play, things you might say. I thought maybe it was a knock-on, and that's how the referee sees it as well.
I was doing a bit of a roll call to all the teams that made their made presence here at this competition. So acknowledgments to all the kura that were involved, and special mention to both of these schools that have made it to the grand final.
That's the boys' final. Manukura are exceptional too. They're an amazing team, and of course we should be proud of them here on Whakaata Māori. It's a small kura, but they've got a big, big heart, and they were able to win in the girls or young women's final.
Oh,
I'm always a bit hesitant with the term girls.
I know,
you know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying, but
Yeah.
they've got exceptional coaches as well, lady coaches. Christina Sylvia Ferris.
That's for Manukura.
Yes.
You know, concentrate on celebrating te reo, ngā tikanga Māori, but also ngā tākaro Motu motu, and congratulations to them. Lots to like about this game as it's unfolding for us. 20 points to 10 into the last 5 minutes of this first stanza. The referee just wants them to step apart. It's wider than they were in the haka.
Look at that
That's a
wind.
climb. Yeah, the wind certainly is a factor. Now this is Tawhia Witten to Kautua. On the inch is good, and he gets through, half scragged by his jersey, muscled by Waitai Hainga, but he's still held up here. And now they come, look at him climbing in over the top, comes Dallas Lata Marke there.
That to me is a win from Hamilton. Boys coming in and they're stopping that. Inch to me looked as though he got through the space. He just didn't quite have the support. If you look at the replay here, he breaks through that line, and Hainga straight on the ball. But look where the other players come from. Boom, boom, boom. You can't get that ball out.
I love your commentary style, Ms. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. In they go. Yeah, climbing onto it as well. Rata marking it. Was all over there.
Come on, we need to acknowledge the hairdo too, even though he got held up there.
All right then.
Sick.
Way to go, Harry.
It's a South Island mullet.
Harry Watton is a Lesniak. Now Harry's got his own style. But they don't call him Harry. Harry Inch.
What a scrum.
Yeah, good. On the scramble a little bit here, though, Nelson. Signaling that it's a bit of a high shot. Here he is again. One thing about him, he's dynamic, isn't he? He's dynamic, Harry Inch. Liking what we're seeing is Oliver Gibbons. Says, come on, boys, let's settle things down and just play to our structure. We know where we're good. Holding it up. A little bit of second guessing there. As Hamilton come on, but nicely laid back, recycled. Good phases. Up the middle comes Jack Trott. Still alive. Back to the big prop forward. Woodham to Kautua. Hurdling one for a charge is Jimmy West. Just outside the 22. And the ball goes down. Just the eye off the ball momentarily. Whanua Whawhai. He's getting a little bit testy.
Yeah, it is getting a bit testy. It's tight. It's a tight game, and for me, Nelson College, I think they've lost their shape a little bit. Yes, I know that's a tucker and it's a knock on, but there's some good carries in there. West again, just go straight up the middle with Brownlee.
Taku mōhio, ka kore ngā kaiako e rua e riri ki te tākaro. He kounga katoa te tākaro i tēnei ahi. Both Coach John O'Phillips and Cam Morby will be somewhat impressed with the first stanza of the game, I suppose. Having in mind that Nelson get an opportunity in the second half, even though they're down by 10 or so points, to have the wind at their back. So, there's huge room for opportunity.
Yeah, and it could be pretty even Stevens here with 2.5 to play in that first half because of the wind factor. But I certainly like the energy that these two teams are bringing to the final.
Nelson College just haven't had the ball. They just haven't had the ball. They haven't been able to string as many phases as what Hamilton is. And Hamilton has used that wind so well that they've been able to get themselves right down to the 22 and add pressure. So the pressure that they've been under, Nelson, is immense.
And what they can't afford is to concede any more points before the half-time break. It's just a couple of minutes out, so both teams will be, I'm suspecting, shutting out shop. It's certainly Mitch Swan ready to feed the scrum. There's opposite there, Oliver Gibbons. Both of them players with tremendous ability and skill. As the forwards come through here for Nelson, that's all been played on the foot. So things are still a goer. The referee will call it back.
Yeah, it's just, if you come there, Somaki, he came out, you see his bound, come off his bound on the scrum and came round the edge there, and he's offside. Basically, he's offside. Sorry.
By the way, to the far side of the field.
As you mentioned, Dale, really important to keep these guys out. Salmaki there, breaking the scrum early.
Well, we've been treated to a first half full of drama, full of class and full of effort from both teams. Been a very entertaining start to our final. Thanks for tuning in here on Whakaata Māori. Hope your day is going well. That's a lovely little tap back here from Stefan Newman as Hamilton boys just trying to create a little bit of magic. Chiming in nicely. This is another run from Ollie Guerin, has had an outstanding first half performance. Swan. Cut out ball over the top. Now Liam Melsop has the football. 35 away from the try line. Still alive. That pass at inch, almost in for the intercept as Jake Raybards gets hold of the ball. The number 8 gets it back nice and clean. That's beautiful hands as well shown by Dallas. Rata Markene. Hamilton still in possession here as we come down to the last few seconds of the first half. Is that all she wrote? Let's wait and see. Rata Markene still alive down the right edge. Here's Ross Anderson, and the ball goes through the hands, across into touch. And that's all she wrote, folks, I think. The scoreboard says Komutu. Just waiting for the referee. And he will wrap it up. What an exciting first half. Hau whakaro, kōrero mai.
Miharo pai, miharo katoa ki te momo. Tākaro, he kaunga, kei taumata ke atu, e tika ana kia whai wāhi atu i nei tīma ki tēnei whiringa toa. I'm really impressed with the quality of the footy. We've got a game on our hands and I'm excited for the second half.
Tēnā koe, they'll turn around and come with a wind at their backs. The boys from Te Tauihu at the halftime break here in Whakaata Māori as we celebrate this first 15 final out of the Manukura 2. It's Hamilton Boys High School leading Nelson College 20-10.
Māori Active, streaming live at youtube.com/Whakaata Māori. Subscribe now.
Hey, sport is about more than just the game. It's about going from teammates to best mates. It's the high fives and helping hands. It's learning when to back yourself or back your buddies. It's actually being excited to get out of bed early on a Saturday. Sport is about more than just the game. That's why Caltex is proud to help fuel school sports.
Global warming is incredibly serious. We need to cut emissions, but we need to also absorb carbon out of the atmosphere. Growing trees is the only tool we have in the toolbox for taking carbon out of the atmosphere that we can do at scale. Pinus radiata takes carbon out of the atmosphere at about 5 to 10 times the rate of native planting. And so what New Zealand Carbon Farming are doing is planting the Pinus radiata to absorb the carbon, and then they're transitioning that forest into native forests so that we get the biodiversity benefit.
At Apollo Projects, we create better outcomes because we never make any assumptions. Like this multinational company's cold store build contract. All proposals were submitted, but the costs were just too high. So the client chose Apollo to help. We sat down with the client and their consultant and had a think. We challenged them on key points. If we closed up the aisle widths to what was required by the forklifts being used and removed the ceiling to make it the roof, we'd save on materials while lowering the building. With the building now the right height and size, the walls can move away from the boundary, removing the firewall requirement, leading to a 20% reduction in cost and now coming in on budget. Now the building is right-sized, the total cost of ownership is lower, it's safer to build and maintain, and it's on budget. Apollo Projects. No assumptions, better outcomes.
Ai ahua mama te whakarongo, he mama ki te taringa.
Ai. Ko te whakapiki wairua, te mea nui kia hau nei.
Nui ake ngā hua mō tua, that's us.
Tāku kia koe, bro. Te reo Māori anake te reo I whai pūtea ai, aku mahi katoa.
Tau.
Bring in the fire every week.
The whole system is man, that's what it is.
Make Māori Plus your mate. Download the app today.
Our top rangatahi.
Wow.
Go head to head.
What a that flick pass.
Watch every player.
What a try!
Every game live on Māori Active. Winter Tournament 2024 ki Māori Active.
Hoki mai anō e te iwi ki tēnei o ngā whakapāhotanga. O te whiringa toa whakamutunga ki te pāpai o ea. Ko te whutuporo nei, ko te uniana whutuporo. O ngā kura tuarua a motu, nau mai, hara mai e hoa mā ki tēnei o ngā whakataitai. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this New Zealand Barbarians National First 15 Championships Top 4 here at Palmerston North. Geez, that was a mouthful, wasn't it, Dan?
Yeah, it was. E mihi ana kia koe e moihau, ko Mere Baker, ki taku taha, nei rata mihi ka koutou, e hoa mā o whakata Māori. Ngā mihi, it's great to have you with us in Turbo Town. Yep.
Turbine Town or Turbo
Well,
Town?
Turbo Town. And here we have a look at the last half and the action. Guerin was in, and the confidence to come around. There's some pressure on. Just shrugged one or shrugged two off. Put around to score underneath the posts. That was duly converted, 7-0. And then it was the 12th minute where we saw a lovely piece of work, as well as we getting double runs. Here, this is Guerin on the fly once again, Manny.
Yeah, yes. Again, he just gets his left foot on the outside and just...
He's toying with the dead ball line as well, wasn't he?
Oh, he's full of confidence. The next strike came for West. It was only 5 minutes later, but Inch has been terrific. That's Harry Inch playing his first 5. And managed to get that one out to Jimmy West. Scored a lovely try as well. It was then that we realised, hey, we're in for a game here. This was a potent run once again from Harry. And then out to Morrison. Showed a clean pair of heels. Many commented how he swaps the ball and keeps his arm left so he can go boom, boom, boom. Hey, Minute.
That's right, boom, boom, boom. Put the fend out.
And so here we are with our beautiful drone shot across the top of the stadium here in the Manukura. We're about to get underway.
Dale, you've got to ask yourself, is 10 points enough for Hamilton boys with this win?
Well, I don't think so, to be honest. I think the wind is going to play its hand, as we saw in that first half. But hey, we've got some talent out on show here this afternoon, so I might be able to counteract the effects of the wind. Obviously there'll be field position. You can see the cloud that's gathered in the background here. It's a lovely stadium, Speedway as well. It was home to Massey University. As we're about to get underway, Harry Inch with the restart to the far side of the field. Thanks as well to Whakata Māori for their willingness to bring this spectacle to the masses. And the kicking game's going to be vital. All will be very mindful of Tawhiri Mate and his contribution here to the outcome of this one as Guerin takes the ball forward again. Ollie Guerin.
Oh, that looks like it's going to get turned over.
It's turned over, it is too. Into the hand of the Blues. Now they have the football and they're only 7 metres out from the try line. Important defence needed here from Hamilton. Oliver Gibbons. He's got the football now and he finds Inch. He'll just take it in. Inch lays it back nicely. Gibbons comes again. On the inside comes Takapu. Takapu on the drive. Repelled in the tackle of Tom Martin. Still alive. Answering or asking plenty of questions here at the moment. Nelson flick ball out the right edge as well, but bundled into touch in the corner. Smooth play from the boys from Te Tauihu. Deadly defence from their opponents from the Waikato.
Oh, you look at this replay there. Look where the Morrison pops up here. He's on the left wing, but he comes on the right wing. But that defence, covering defence, Pahaenga just comes in and puts him out in the corner.
Oh, that was really, really desperate defence as well. Loving the contribution here of Harry. He's having a deadly contribution today, Harry Inch. But he needs support. Good climb. Skillful work. Newman. Oh, this is good ruck work. Have a good look at this. Pushing forward metre after metre. And then getting it into the hands of Swan, but the charge down. Trying to flick back on the inside. All good at this stage. Yeah, the touchy was right there. He says, yeah, I'm okay with it. Still 7 metres out from the try line. Gibbons looking for the big guys. Here's Takapu once again. Laying it back and didn't let it go. The referee was right on top of him.
Yeah, you know, that's what happens when you get a little bit isolated. If you look, oh, there's a little bargy here, but if you look at the framework they're playing with, he was just isolated. He was one man on his own and they were just too late to come over for the ruck.
Mitch Swan's keen to get in there. Hakoa he hare ia I te tino rākau nui o te wao nui a tāne, still keen to take on the front row as Mr. Swan.
Oh, the chippy nines, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, listen, let's for a moment just acknowledge how clean their game's been. You know, these are young guys. They can fire up the drop of a hat, but I think they've kept their cool very well. The referee's doing a good job too.
Yeah, they've kept it clean. There's nothing in there. There's little handbags, the swinging handbags like Tana Umanga did.
Thank you. Meta Baker with us today. And of course, long-time international coach as the ball comes into Van der Hayden. Solid contributor to First 15 Rugby in Hamilton for a couple of seasons now. Liam, another great little carry, or big carry I should say, to Luke Hills. Causing plenty of ills as the balls come down into the hands of Gibbons. Scrambling here, and it will be a scrum feed here for Whakatū. Whakatū, of course, the Māori name for Nelson, and that whole region picked in. Te Tauihu.
Oh, Van der Hayden there,
reference
just
point for
it.
Nelson and surrounding Urohe. The scrum to be set on the far side of the field with Oliver Gibbons is back to us at the moment. Thanks again to Bailey's, Māori Active, all the connections. Referees having a good game out there as well. Open, running, rugby, inch. Holds it nicely. Charging. West. Scrambling for the football. Still wanting it cleared. It's there. And not cleared enough. Well, disappointment really for Te Tauihu. Korero mai, e mohau.
Aha koa tō tātou hari ki te kite atu I a inche oma ana me te paoro. I think he's just sort of holding on to the ball a bit too much. That time he passed it, but you know, it's expected now. When Inch's got the ball, he's confident to back himself.
Yeah, if we look at this replay here, the centre here just gets caught a little bit. But my issue around this is that the support's too late. So they're making the ground here as well, and then they're coming in through Hamilton boys. They did a great job of turning it over. But for me, Nelson College, they're going in ones, and that's why it's getting turned over. That's why they're getting isolated.
Also, if you're the tackler, you've got the responsibility to roll away. Well, in that instance, our number 9, Mr. Swan, didn't. Well, no.
Hamilton with the ball. Happy to go in for the grind as well. Tommy Martin is at the back. We've seen this before. Oh, once again, pushing along the motorway. Half the way to Putaruru. Hamilton on the wind-up. Here comes Hiraka. Waita Hainga. Stolen the football onto the boot of Gibbons. He'll send it downtown. Look at the wind carrying it away, and down it goes. Taken at the back by Rata Makine. He tries to turn and kick, but it's not going to go as far as he wanted. But even so, good recovery from him. And it'll settle down about 30 metres out from their try line for Hamilton boys. Quick throw and really well set early, and it comes in the way of the boys in the Waikato. Rolling into touch on the far side of the field. What's the referee calling for here?
He ka rau atu ka kuhu mai ko tetihi atu kai tākoro, kai rifi. Whakawhiti mai ana, whakaeke mai ana ki runga I te whira, but as we saw how strong the wind is, kicking it from te waka a Māui to te ika a Māui.
Yep, well, you know what? You know, the Hamilton boys did in the first half. Gibbons was like, yep, you know what? I'm going to do it in the second half and see how we go.
Well, nice round of applause for a player that's been replaced. I think his replacement went on without a number on his jersey. We'll see if that is right. But still, now it's Inch. Again, he needs some support, and he needs it in quickly, as Meta Baker has touched on. Gibbons. Nice little run here. Woodham to Kautua. Better play. Good play, and a great tackle as well from Ross Anderson comes in, but still keeping it alive. Whakatū, 7 out from the try line. In comes Tom Perkins with some support from Trott. Still 6 out. Gibbons.
Yeah.
Referee will put the penalty up, and deservedly so.
E ka whana pia te poro ki te taha, hari I te mea ka whana tautoko. Koera pia te mahi Etikana I tēnei wā. Packing the scrum or just a blow over try. Too far out for a conversion, I feel.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going for a Muniki, so.
They're going to pack down the scrum.
Yeah, if we look at this replay again, that's better support in here, but look where the hand comes across. He's in the ruck area. For me, that's a silly penalty to give away. Like that, they could have defended that, and they could have kept on defending rather than giving away a penalty. But that's better attack by Nelson. They win in they win in 2s and 3s, which is better than 1s what they have been.
These aren't injuries. This is just
hang on.
That's a cramp. Here comes the cramp.
Come on now.
You've got a sore waiwai and go off for HIA. But yeah, regrouping, chance to reset.
No, I know what you're suggesting here about gamesmanship, but they've played a lot of footy over the last few days. These young guys.
Tika tau.
When the Kelson boys and Nelson boys played in the last match, the semi-final, and Nelson won, there were so many bodies cramping up. That's how competitive it was.
Some of these guys will be disappointed.
Sorry, Dale. Ko te take e hararu ana te mininga, ngā kai tautoko. These are possibly the final games for some of these players because their college or the competition that they played for at Kura has finished, and now they're in this national comp as well. So a lot of these boys may be year 13s, and this could be their last shindig with their bros.
Tēnā koe. Appreciate what you're saying there. Connor Hume gets replaced. Number 19's gone on. That's Linton Laiseni. That's, of course, for Nelson.
Good opportunity here for Nelson College to attack. On the left-hand side, they've got their back line all the way out. They can do multiple different things here.
We'll take that again.
So Maki's gone down to number 8, so Thompson's come off. And that's an interesting one. They did that against Kelson boys as well, and he did pick and go from the 8 position. He's a very powerful player.
Good chance here. Scrumpy, Gibbons. Taken off the back, putting across the back. Salmaki. Angling across field. Putting some questions once again here to Hamilton. Here come Nelson. Need the ball, need it soon, need it tight. That's not what they got.
Great initial plays leading up to centering the pill in midfield. Just got a bit stranded and a bit unsure of where to go next. This is Salmaki centering the football. Another crash ball here was nice and direct, straightening things up. And in here, our halfback was just a bit unsure of who was receiving the pill.
Yeah, it needed to be a short pass there for the prop so they can jump on it again, but it went out the back. Need to tidy it up a little bit. Tainga.
Look at the confidence of Kirikiri of Hamilton. You know, most teams, if you're in your red zone, you'd punt it downtown. But I suppose with this wind, it won't go too far. So they're deciding to keep it in their hands.
Yeah, that's a good exit play. It's a very structured exit play as well. Oh, good defence.
25 to play here. It's still 20 points to 10. And just as the first half threw up some really intriguing rugby, so has this second half as well. They will make the most of the opportunities. Back again with the boys in blue. Nelson College. Good rumbling roll here and a bit of a roll on as well. So Maki getting himself involved once again. It's Gibbons going out to the right through Inch and then chiming in as West. Ball down on the far side of the field. Let's have a look at who's got the wheels. Inch comes across and picks up colour, comes back infield a couple of metres and then sets the stage for his boys who come at his hip on the right side. This is lovely play. Well picked up from Leon Nelsop. He'll set it up now.
Almost had too many numbers in that position. There was such an overlap. Ki te rā taha Matau o te whira.
Waitai Hainga with the left foot kick. The bounce is important. And it's a left breaker. And goes straight across the sideline on the far side of the field.
Yeah, look at this replay again. It's just West takes it up there, Hainga straight over the top there. It bounces out, Cutter picks it up, and on his bike he goes. The defence comes across. You've got Morris and Inch as well. He sets it up.
Horncastle at 18. Climbing for the football, Perkins. Smart. Gibbons sends it skyward. The bounce might beat everybody. The bounce is awkward and driven into touch on the far side of the field. Good chase by Morrison. Max Cutter is pushed across the touchline.
Been really impressed with Morrison. You know, he's got gas, he's got wheels, and he's got a ticker as well. He doesn't shy from physicality.
Yeah, that's a great kick as well. A good exit kick out there from Gibbons. Nice and high. And like again in the first half, this win has played a huge factor in it, and he used it well.
At 22 in Zion Ford. Jack Miller in 19 is on for Hamilton. That's the number 7. Gets a spell. Grice. That's a great take. Perkins. Field of photos there. That might have been a knock on. The referee's okayed it though. So Gibbons continues once again, reliant on the hard-working Somaki. Apologise.
We might
Still
be tied
standing,
up there.
and he might be tied up here indeed.
No,
Good
shirt
play.
taken off and everything.
He's
Bit of a rubbing.
He's got as much strapping as a mummy.
The Hamilton boys just give him a rub on the head and just like, yeah, we got you, buddy.
Hard to pass when you can't see because your jersey's pulled over your head. Well, there it is, there. Yes, true. Wrapped up like a Christmas present.
Handled it well there. I would have went off my rocket.
Bit of gamesmanship
Yeah,
there.
just
Like,
smiled and walked away.
that's part of rugby, isn't it? Just giving each other a little bit of a rub on the back and say, yeah, I got you.
So the use and the rotation of the bench will play itself out here. 21 to play.
Yeah, fatigue's going to start setting in soon. They've played a couple of games, this is the second game over, 3 days?
Yep.
Fatigue's coming in. It's really who's got a good bench, how much impact they make when they come on.
Jordan, again, acknowledging our supporters right across the season to bring you live rangatahi action through Whakaata Māori. And that's Māori Active, Caltex, of course, Bailey's, Apollo, New Zealand Carbon Farming. They've all been wonderful supporters of the costly exercise of filming and bringing rangatahi sport on screen. But we're really pleased that you're watching it today and certainly wishing you well as you too support rangatahi sport. Oh, wheel it up, Ollie! Wheel it up, Ollie Guerin! Go, boy, go! Inside he comes, Dallas Rata Makene puts the icing on the long-range cake.
Oli, oli, oli.
Oi, oi, oi.
Koina. I mohio ke tātou, he toki tēnei. Mo te haere ake nei, he's a very dangerous player, and what a great evasive skills to be able to change direction and catch the ball on the fly and the overs line in a gap, and shows the generosity, te ngākau nui, te ngākau mahaki, te ngākau tūwhera, kia pāhi whakaroto te pōro ki tana hoatākaro.
Yeah, 5. He pinched on the inside and it opened that space for Guerin to just float straight through in there. It needed to be, he needed to stay on the outside of him, but he pinched in and man, it just opened like a Red Sea.
Great play. We were talking about the wind, and of course they're playing against the wind. But that time around, Guerin once again, he's got himself really nicely involved right throughout the game and making himself available. But let's again acknowledge Dallas's skill. Dallas delivered the pass and then ran, as they say, the fat man's track to pick it up. on the inside.
Yeah, great support on the inside as well. That's what a good team does, stay on support on the inside.
Whanua whaavai, jamming in on Hidaka Waitai Hainga in the face ball to Ollie Gurin. As you said, Mere pinching in, trying to take a step ahead, and impressive try.
Well, we'll see what Inch has got. A little bit of a grubber.
And that's okay. You know, what this will force Nelson to do is to have a go, be a little bit more inventive, be a little more creative. They're looking at the scoreboard now, and they're down by 17 points. So if you're going to lose, you might as well lose big, and you might as well go down fighting. And so I'm expecting to see them to give the ball some space, to back each other, and to really hammer down. They'll have to. They need to score next.
Yeah, roll the dice, right?
Even a crossfield kick, crossover to Morrison.
Wouldn't be at all surprised.
Yeah, use
Perhaps
that
it's
win.
a going now. Taking it from the back. Gibbons, now to Inch. Holding.
Oh, there's
then
the gap
delivering.
there.
There's the, and there was almost a door opening for Michael De Beer, that is. But they're still rolling on, the boys in blue on the far side of the field. Back it comes for Gibbons, and in they come, bowling towards the line. Beautiful for Horncastle. Did he get it down? The referee says no. And Horncastle looks up with a look of disappointment on his face. He just came like a bullet out of a barrel.
I think that was Lysini Dale, 19 here for, Jack Millerani.
Oh, look at that. They're just getting underneath it, isn't it? But that, for me, comes from the scrum, where they, instead of hitting the front four or Inch taking it forward, he hit the back door and he hit the winger coming in. It did open up on there. That needed to be kind of quick hands, but there was a good setup. It was a good ruck. It was nice and quick, and then he come on the inside.
Now, pick at 18 is Horncastle. Apologies to families if we got some of the numbers and jerseys a little askew.
Looks like it's going to
We're celebrating in all these guys' efforts anyway. It's not a single man's game, is it? It's a team game, and that's what we love about it. Here's Gibbons. Up the middle. They need to score next. Nelson. Through again to Inch. Somewhat isolated, needing some support.
Yeah, they're trying to find their shape here, Dale. They need to find it quicker.
Now that bounce is important. Has it come back okay? The referee says it's still good.
Here's some space on the right-hand side.
They've got some numbers down the right edge, Meta. They have. Can they use it? Inch. Here's the kick we were speaking of. The climb, the ball's down. It's heading towards touch on the far side of the field. And it will be back for the penalty for Nelson.
Ai koia, I whakaro ake kia whanahia te poro pērā ki ngā tahataha ki tērā o ngā waiwai parahuti-huti a Morrison. However, they had the advantage, and nice flair shown by the Nelson boys team.
Well, you called it, didn't you, Lewin? You called for that. You called for a funner up there. Go for a cross-field kick.
Hey. Cross-field kicks are always a goer.
I'll tell you what. Nelson are getting better into shape. They're getting there nice and quickly. They're trying to get into their front pod and up there to get forward and get the support coming through. They need a good line out here, but every time they've tried to do a maul for a line out here, Hamilton have pulled out. So they've got to be really careful here. Either it's got to be off the top or they've got to maul it properly.
Jack Potter with the throw. Into the hands of Somaki. Crawling his way forward. Still 8 metres away from the try line. 10 to the left-hand side of the uprights. Can they roll it through here in Turbo Park? Up they come, Nelson. Just under 20 to play here in the final. Nelson inching their way forward. Still alive with it. The forwards decide they're going to have a go. You've got to back them, surely. Having another look before he's put away his eye on forward. And the referee will call it back here.
Why would they go left? When all their numbers were on the right-hand edge, they decide to go left.
I think they need to kick this. There's still 15 minutes to go. Points are essential. If they can score here, that's great.
Who's carting the ball up?
Harry Inch is carting the ball. There it is. There's the ball. What can they do with it? Nelson with a big chance. They can't afford to make a mistake though, Nelson. This is their chance. The referee peeling himself around, trying to get a decent look at things.
Scrum.
Oh, what did he?
Hard for us from up here to see it, likewise for you at home as well.
Anā ko Harry Inch ke te topatahi. You know, I'm not too sure why he was putting his hands up. He just must be matekai. Here, guy, hungry.
Well, you know, have them guessing they're waiting for him to make a decision. Here, the decision's made.
True.
Well, we're back in the scrum here. They need to score. They need to score next. They need to score some points here. For me, I would have kicked that. Still got 15 minutes to go and put some points on and then just keep on making them. But hey, we're here. See what they've got.
Young blokes that want to make a statement. They want to make a statement. He reaches out. I think he's lost it. So mucky. Reached out to plant it. And the ball came loose. He'll be gutted. Let's have another look.
Ooh.
The boot of Gurren.
Oh, the boot of Gurren. Your Waiwai's got on the way, brother.
The boot of Gurren. Should be the title of a book.
Oh, that's heartbreaking, isn't it? Just a boot in the way of scoring a try.
So Maki, he's been, you know, very key to Nelson.
And very keen. They needed that, didn't they? They need to get the ball back El Pronto. They need to fight hard. And likewise, the Waikato lads, they just want to play it steady. Not too risky. Get themselves a decent kick, even though it's against the wind. But of course, needing to force a turnover, Nelson. They've got one eye on the clock as well as it ticks down. 12 and a half to play. Goes without saying they need to score next as it comes back to Harry Inch. He's a brave player, Harry. Willing to get himself involved. Needs to just communicate with his troops. Don't panic, boys. We've got ourselves out of tighter spots than this. Delivered up. Little dummy. Somaki comes in. Few replacements on too, with some fresh legs. Back on the inside. Clever play. It's back to Jimmy West. Then it's Gibbons. Now Takapu. Everyone's getting their hands on as Inch pushes it across field. Picking it up, Grafton. East to ground. 8 out from the try line, Grafton. Still alive for Nelson. Happy to get into the grafters, Potter. Multiplying it with Lysini. And that ball's gone down. A little bit of a look into Botherway. Still inside the 22. And the forwards say, well, this is our turn. This is where we come to the fore.
Ka aroha Nelson, ana ko te hoariri, ko titihi o ngā hoariri ko kiri roa.
Oh, beautiful on the far side as well as Botherway gets into roll with Kara. Kicks back on the inside. Still, it's Mitch Swan who puts it forward. Scrambling forward and going to ground to Zion Ford.
He was in front of the kicker there. I was just saying that the enemy of the Nelson team is not only Hamilton, but also it's the time.
You're right there, Lewin. For me, I'd love to see Gibbons taxi a little bit more around the ruck area to be a bit more of a threat, because they are a little bit onesies and twosies and they're not synchronised there in their pod system. He would be an extra pod. So it'd be good for him to come in and sort of attack around that ruck area and make them work a little bit harder on defence for Hamilton.
Right up. He pai te tuhine o whakaro. Short line out. 40 out, few replacements coming on. Number 21 making his way on. That's Nico Dromgool for Waikato.
Yeah, he's done a great job there, hasn't he? As he comes off. Yeah.
Yeah, this young man can hold his head high. Really going to the bench. So Hamilton Boys High School have the football. They can sense that they've got their eye on the prize as well. The Tohu. It's on the halfway line here in the Barbarians tournament. The bounce is cool, and his Inch there as well. Harry Inch retiring. Referee will take us way back.
That's because they're head high, and I can tell you now it was Harry Inch. So he not only did he was here in the middle of the field giving away a penalty, but he actually turned and chased to defend. That's how good this kid is. Some ticker in that. That's some great line of defence.
Yeah, he's been wholehearted in his approach today. And even if they go down as a squad, he's tried his very best. Well, there's another example of the wind kicking to the far side. Really only went about 8 metres.
Yeah.
He momo tēnei kura. He momo. Ana Chiefs first 15 champs 2020. Even though they went down to Tauranga in the 2024 Super 8.
Yeah.
Sanex World Champs in Japan, Super 8 Champs 2023. World Schools Festivals Champs over in Thailand. They won this tourney in 2022, so...
They're always there or thereabouts.
They are.
Yeah, sure. Can that remain in the Blues' hands? It can. They've got the football they need to convert, and they need to do it now. Who'll put their hands up for Nelson? Te Tauihu. Time to go, time to roll as Hidaka Waitahainga gets into the D. Again, out to Inch, waits the pass beautifully and finds Mikey Morrison once again. Oh, Morrison. Oh, I'm loving him almost as much as Sir Howard. Look at him go. Back it comes into the hands of Botha. Christian Botha rolling as they push towards the line. In comes Takapu, he's over! Next to the post! And they needed it now, and now they've got it!
Ko puku mahi tēnei paumua. He mahi a te hoi hoa kua whakapau kaha ia mo te roanga atu o tēnei kemu. He's had his hands on the ball multiple times as Takapu. He deserves that 5-pointer. But ana I ahu mai te piro I tēnei o ngā wāwāhinga ko Morrison anō tēnā. Anō nei he moto paika. He's got wheels, he's got skills, he's got flair, but here's Takapu driving his way to the chalk. 17 points, plays 27, down by 10. Take anything on offer.
Yeah, take anything on offer. If there's a penalty, take it. Get back to the line, kick it again and regather. If we look at this here again, it was a quick, we talked about the quick ruck area and it was a quick ruck and there he goes straight over the line.
Mene Baker, my husband, and me, Dale, great to have you with us. Thanks so much. Hope you're enjoying this action. CET Stadium down here in the Manukura. We've got just under 7 minutes to play. Can we see some more excitement? They've got to get it to Morrison again. The kid's got pace. Absolute, genuine pace. We've seen it a few times already today. Of course, they played in 2017. Going down to Waikato. Tempted to throw the pass to, driven towards, touches, still maintains. It's maintained by Nelson. It stays in, but that time wasn't.
So
just
lucky,
a little knock on.
unfortunate, yeah.
Yes.
I thought they sort of ran themselves out of a bit of space there.
Uh-oh.
Advantage being played here. 3-on-2 play. From one side of the feeder
Here's
to the
Cutter.
other.
Max Cutter on the far side. Does well, but the ball's been ripped. And it's Nelson once again who have it. Here's the kick. Where's the chase?
On the full.
And the wind played its dastardly hand.
That's a hard kick though. I just
Box
like
kick from that side.
From that side as well, and that angle, he needed to kick it infield, unfortunately, and that wind is so hard. Once it gets caught up in there, it just moves wherever the wind is going to go. That's a difficult kick.
Well, they've given us some excitement. There's no doubt about it, these two teams. Nelson have fought strong. Down at the halftime break, we knew that they had to take advantage of the wind. But it was the Hamiltonians who scored against the wind and against predictions. 19's Jack Miller. He's in the mix. Replacements have come. picking the ball up here. The Blues and the referee says, no, young fella.
That was
Come on back.
from the side.
Off to the detention room with you.
From the side, and the ball was still in, mate. You can't put your hands in there. But what I have liked with Nelson College is they've changed Harry Inch into number 12. And that has actually meant that they've attacked a little bit wider rather from the 10 channel. And it's allowed them to release the ball to their backs.
Nā wai te pihi ke te I tāhai. Who stole the cookie from the cookie jar?
Yes. Number?
Takapu.
Takapu, was it?
Yeah,
Number
well,
3 stole the cookie from the cookie jar.
Gibbons is coming off now.
Yeah, well, he's tried. Perhaps just frustrated to get emotionally built up for the big game. And they feel it slipping away. Can play on the emotions. Here they come again. Rolling. Get those doggies rolling.
Keep rolling.
Rawhide. Yeah!
Held up.
Held up? I don't know. Where is that ball?
Well, there's the ball. Just come out of the scrum as well.
Geez, bodies everywhere.
There are.
I don't know how he refereed that. There's bodies everywhere. He's like, you know what? There was a penalty back here. Let's go back and restart it over this way.
Yeah. Young blokes. A mass. Massive muscle. It's been a lot of fun to call though today. Hats off to the connections to all the teams, those who've travelled, those who've been part of the spectacle as we get in there. Couldn't help but the reference to Rawhide, the song.
Yeah, that's the penalty there with the players coming off their feet.
I was doing a little bit of Limp Bizkit. Keep rolling.
No, it's rolling Rawhide. Yeah.
Tell you what, Hamilton boys, they've executed a really good game through their kicking game, which normally they don't. They normally run everything, don't they? But they've actually been putting the ball over top, kicking long, chipping it through on the ground, putting a grubber in. It's been outstanding.
Well, I hope for Nelson's sake they don't concede any more points. Because at the moment, the scoreboard, well, they'll still be disappointed to lose. The scoreboard suggests they were well and truly in the hunt. There's the ball. Look out, Nelson. Ball down on the far side.
Went back.
Did it?
It's gone backwards. Hard to criticise the player too because you can't see his number.
Some big shots in there, isn't it?
So mucky over the top, yeah. Lutu ko natu wheua. Bone cracker.
Perkins still working hard. Mitch Swan, consummate pro. I know he's only a young guy, he's not a professional at all, just a young fellow who enjoys his footy, but I really like the way he controls the game. Smart as. That's him with the ball. Having a little look too, Mitch. Has a bit of a nosy towards the line.
Another penalty here.
Oh, they might take the 3 here.
Tukuna te poro ki tetahi paumua.
Whakarongo.
Tana kemu whakamutunga. Give it to someone whose last game it is. Give us a prop to take a slot.
Did you hear the cowbell? More to the point.
No, they're going to go for a scrum.
Alrighty.
Middle of the field, could go left or right here. Probably right, I'd say. Well, looks like more subs are coming on, emptying the bench, looking for some impact.
There are more subs coming on as well. Everyone gets a run, why not?
What a game.
18, 16, 20. 18, Corbin Dunlop. Ziggy Coleman. Ollie Parkinson. Welcome to the Thunderdome, boys.
Well, it's one of those games where it's just been, every player has played really well. I think Guerin and also Hainga have been outstanding in this as well.
Mitch Swan gets applause from his teammates. He steered the ship well, made sure that it was out in safe water. It looked like running aground. Great effort by the skipper.
How about this? Any player, any team can win this. What about when we did the Super 8s? Tauranga beat Hamilton, right? Southland Boys High, you last year beat Nelson. any team can win this. That's how
And
crazy
that's a
this
good thing,
competition.
isn't it? Here's the number 8, look out on the far side, and the ball's gone across the touchline as well.
Ko taua panana, tonu, I te rātaha. Big mihi to the local Gecko Productions. Nā rātou enei whakāhua. Ana, ko Wadao Productions Associates motaku he. Me ngā tini huruhuru, kia rewa ai tēnei manu. Big mihi to all the entity stakeholders that are backing this, and to both teams for a great game.
It was a great game too. Thanks to Whakata Māori for recognising how important it is that we encourage each other to stay active through the course of our lives. Not just while we're young, not just while we're at school, but right through. So, mums, dads, koros, nannies, make sure you're getting out and walking, eating well, and having fun with the mokopuna tamariki. That's what life's all about, keeping active right the whole way through as they still keep rolling towards the line.
The whole bench is saying, kick it
Hamilton
up, but these
Boys
guys,
High School.
they want more.
Hey, here they come. Oh, still on the push. The big fellas are coming at it.
Droppy.
Signs out. Ball's out. Hands are up. Hamilton win this one down in the Manukura. And they are the champions here. What a day. What a game. And they really did rock the house. New Zealand Barbarians national first 15 champions, Hamilton Boys High School.
Kei te kite atu te hari, kei te kite atu te koa, kei te rongo I te wairua ihi. Congratulations to Kirikiri Roa. Take my hats off to Nelson, they never gave up. I feel that lead, that 10-point lead, obviously stuck. 27 points to 17, the difference, but keep your heads up, your heads held high, Nelson. But full credit to Hamilton Boys.
Absolutely, Meta Baker, your thoughts here, celebrating as they deserve to.
Well, I can tell you right now, this game came under game management. They kicked when they needed to kick, especially with the wind. And then in the second half, they just kept on kicking the ball over top on the ground, and it just opened up the defence for Nelson College. This game was brilliant.
Yeah, and congratulations to all the teams who participated, the wonderful support, the whānau behind these players who have provided plenty of tautoko and the fundraising efforts, as we touched on, to get them here. But only one team can win in the final, and we celebrate in the success of the Hamilton Boys squad, knocking over Nelson College in the big final for 2024. They get this one by 10 and win it here at Turbo Stadium in the Manukura, 27-17. Well, plenty to like about what we witnessed here today. And if the future of our rugby union is in the hands of these young fellas, there's a lot to look forward to in years to come.
Oh, absolutely. There's some fantastic players out there, individually, team-wise as well. Good structures in both teams as well. You can tell they're both conditioned as well. This leads to a generation group of players, isn't it? Some of them will go on to international, some will go on to Super, some will go on to NPC, and some will continue playing, and that's the reason why we love rugby.
And they can successfully come on to Club Rugby League. It's been a pleasure bringing you the action once again. Thanks to all of the connections here from me, Dale, Mede Baker, my husband, and the team for Local Gecko. We wish you well and say farewell from the mighty Manukura, Hamilton Boys High School. Champions once again of the Barbarians National Championships 2024. Mauri ora kia tātou, hei konei rā.